worth repeating, these storms moving extremely quickly. They are moving at 40, 50 miles per hour. That means if a tornado warning is issued, which we now have for northwestern Columbus County and western sections of Bladen County, that you don't have very long to react.
Weekend, and unfortunately, I'm not too happy about the chance of rain, specifically on Friday or Saturday morning, Eric. But
I give her 70-degree temperatures. I give her sunshine all this time, and she's complaining about a little bit of rain, which, by the way, we actually need.
I know.
Yeah, you give us a little bit of rain.
Shame on me.
Shame on Kim. That's right.
Just one of the sights you see now when you go to New York.
I bet it's cold there, though. Wouldn't you think it'd be a little chilly to be dropping your pants?
Not really.
No?
No.
Warm there too, huh?
Great pants dropping weather right now in New York City.
You sound like you speak from experience, Eric.
I don't, but I guess if you're going that route, it's not all that bad in New York City. Now, if you're in the western part of the U.S., maybe somewhere like Denver or Minneapolis, you probably don't want to do that. Well, you probably don't want to do it anyway, but you certainly wouldn't want to do it because of the weather. 63 right now in Wilmington. 50. Storm is actually looking more and more. I've been kind of focusing on that storm because it is looking very impressive right now, and it is getting very close to the towns right now of Delway and Harrells. Those towns definitely very much in jeopardy. Look at that hook echo. You can see it very nicely right now showing up on the First Alert Digital Doppler. It's that gate-to-gate shear that we're talking about, and again, this classic inflow notch which we're seeing, and again the circulation center right about here, and that's going to look at that on velocity. It's really showing up very nicely. You've got the greens one direction for the radar, the reds the other direction for the radar. That's the gate-to-gate shear that we're talking about, and this is getting ready to cross Highway 421 right in the vicinity of Delway and Harrell. So again, this is in Sampson County that we're talking about. Very likely a tornado. It's certainly very strong indications of it on the Doppler radar. I haven't seen any confirmed reports of it on the ground, but it would not shock me at all. And again, if you are in the towns of Delway and Harrells, you need to take cover right now because this possible tornado will be crossing right over Highway 421. And Colin, we should probably do a storm track on this particular cell because I'm really getting concerned about it because the shears are just, again, a very impressive looking storm. We've seen this quite a bit today, too many times. And again, as we said, Delway, it's literally right on top of you. But if this circulation cell holds together, and you can see that classic hook echo, it's really showing up right now very nicely. It's going to be moving up into Duplin County, right in the vicinity of Magnolia, and possibly up around the Kenansville area and Beulaville area. Once again, probably more northern Duplin County, probably a little more in jeopardy with this particular cell. But again, southern Sampson County, and again, this one has got the potential also to cross Interstate 40 if it holds together. But very strong signatures with that particular cell. Fayetteville. But notice the temperatures get a lot colder as you head closer to the beach, and there's a good reason for that. It's because of the colder water temperatures. Remember, the water temperatures, even though the air temperatures have been running in the 80s, especially away from the coast, the water temperatures still running in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. So what this is doing, it's setting up a sea breeze boundary. We've kind of drawn this in for you. And again, along the beaches the next couple of days, the last couple of days, and for the next couple of days, highs have been running mostly in the 70s, but even some 60s for highs because of the very cold water, whereas you move on the other side of the sea breeze boundary, and that's the case at the airport. Remember, the Wilmington Airport is right here over in western sections of New Hanover.
Eric Davis with your First Alert weather.
Welcome back. One of the big topics of conversation on our WECT Facebook page today has been the fact that it's been very smoky across New Hanover County. You've probably noticed it the last couple of days. Let me explain what's going on right now. This is a map of Brunswick County right here. This is kind of the general vicinity of where the Orton Plantation is. This is Highway 133. So again, this is the Cape Fear River. This is Brunswick County. And what we have going on right now are controlled burns across Brunswick County, particularly in the vicinity of the Orton Plantation. Now, as we widen out the map, what we're seeing today, of course, southwesterly winds, and at times we've been seeing these winds gusting over 20 miles per hour. So what's happening basically is all this smoke being generated by these controlled burns over Brunswick County. That smoke is being brought right into New Hanover County. We've had lots of reports of smoke in the Monkey Junction area. We've had reports of smoke up around Riceville Beach. And
weather.
Welcome back. A cold front moving across southeastern North Carolina as we speak this evening, and ahead of the front, we finally saw some showers and thunderstorms develop over the last couple of hours, particularly New Hanover and Brunswick County, but some even stronger thunderstorms down around the Georgetown and Charleston areas in South Carolina. Some of these storms really powerful with lots of lightning strikes and some very heavy rain. We're even starting to see a few lightning strikes currently in Brunswick County. The look at the First Alert Digital Doppler showing most of the action southern New Hanover County back into Brunswick County. What we're seeing happening is thunderstorms kind of moving over the same areas, and where it's raining, it's actually rained pretty hard. Some spots in Brunswick County, particularly near Highway 17, already picking up over an inch of rainfall. And look at that. We've got a couple lightning strikes now showing up around the Oak Island area. Meanwhile, back across Bladen and Columbus County, you're probably, what the heck is that meteorologist Eric Davis talking about? We're not seeing any rainfall. And indeed, you really haven't seen the rainfall. The storm's kind of developing as the front interacted with the sea breeze boundary. And that's why it seems like the storm's developing near the coast. Not so much for our inland counties, especially as you head back towards Interstate 95. A little bit of light rain right now around the Myrtle Grove area, Carolina Beach. Some heavier rains, though, in the vicinity of Fort Fisher, Boiling Spring Lakes. You've got a little bit of red on the map, and there are those lightning strikes we talked about in the vicinity of Oak Island. Now, I'm happy to report that tomorrow night in southern New Hanover County, we don't have to worry about any kind of showers and thunderstorms. Of course, we've got Relay for Life going on, and I've got a special hour-by-hour forecast I'm going to show you, which will encompass Relay for Life down in southern New Hanover County around the Ashley High School area. Now, of course, we've got the kickoff getting underway at 6:30 tomorrow evening. Fran, of course, is going to be down there for that. 66 degrees, sunny and perfect with a northeast wind around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So the opening ceremony's looking very good. If you're going to be taking a stroll, say around 2:30 in the morning, you might want to grab a jacket. 54 degrees, but notice the skies are still mostly clear. Winds will be on the light side, but we will start to see a few clouds begin to stream in as we head towards Saturday morning. So we'll say a few clouds, 64 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then as the event begins to wrap up during the afternoon hours, should be very nice. Maybe a mixture of sun and clouds, partly cloudy, around 71 degrees. There's your hour-by-hour model. There's the front draped right along the coast, and we are seeing showers and thunderstorms right now training across Brunswick and New Hanover County. By 10 o'clock, though, that's all going to be offshore, and high pressure begins to build in, so mostly clear skies. Look at the temperatures. They're going to fall pretty quickly down to 54 by 2 a.m., and then we're down probably in the 40s as you wake up tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. That high, though, sliding right across Virginia during the day tomorrow. That's going to ensure a sunny day and a beautiful day with high temperatures in the low 70s, low humidity. Absolutely perfect weather for tomorrow, but even the weekend forecast now looking a little bit better. A live view, 3rd and Dawson, some damp roadways right now across the city of Wilmington, so be mindful of that. 59 degrees, overcast, not raining at the airport at the moment, but winds are beginning to shift around to the northeast as some cooler air begins to work into the area. Before the storms arrive, 76 officially at the airport, 76 and 54 are the normal numbers for this time of the year. So for the rest of tonight, we'll bottom out at 47 in Southport, 45 Elizabethtown, decreasing clouds once these showers get out of here, and they should be gone by about 9 o'clock. Tomorrow, sunny, beautiful, 69 in Southport, 74 for the high in Elizabethtown, and the First Alert Planning forecast. An improving weekend forecast. Saturday now, just a mix of sun and clouds. I've taken the shower chance out of the forecast, 73 for your high. Even Sunday looking a little bit better now, at least some sunshine, some showers late in the day. But next week, John, it looks like a little bit of an unsettled pattern. It looks like a coastal trough may stall out near the coast, and that's going to mean most days a chance of some showers and thunderstorms, highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s, but we're not seeing any of these big typical swings that we see in the springtime with temperatures surging into the 80s, and we don't really have any strong or severe thunderstorms in the forecast for next week either.
So once we get through these storms tonight, looks like for several days, pretty sunny.
Friday's going to be about as good as it gets, and the weekend forecast is looking better right now.
Good deal. All right, Eric, thank you, sir. Right now, police in Mississippi.
Weather.
We did see some isolated showers across southeastern North Carolina this afternoon and evening, but it looks like the shower activity is over for tonight. We've lost the heating of the day. We did have a coastal trough, a little bit of sunshine earlier today, but now that is all dissipated. A couple showers within the last half hour over Brunswick County right along Highway 17, but that is now over. And it looks like as we head through the next few days, the chances for showers and thunderstorms will begin to diminish, and you are going to love, I mean absolutely love, the weekend forecast that we've got. Other parts of the country, not exactly going to be a pretty picture as we head into the first day of May. Radar and satellite composite, you can see some of the showers earlier today. Stretching from Interstate 95 just to the north of Wilmington. Never really did see significant rainfall make its way into Wilmington, although there were a couple of showers in the Monkey Junction area about 45 minutes ago. But again, with the loss of the heating of the day, that is now over. More significant rainfall tonight along the Gulf Coast, and there's a building storm system back here across the Plain States that is going to evolve into a very interesting and unusual weather pattern, particularly in the upper levels of the atmosphere, that will play a big role in our forecast starting the latter part of this week and into the weekend. For now, we still have that pesky coastal trough. That was part of the reason why we had a couple of isolated showers out there earlier this evening, but as we head through the rest of the overnight hours, should stay quiet. Still partly to mostly cloudy skies on tap for the rest of tonight and into your morning hours. You can see for your Wednesday morning, 58 degrees when you wake up in Wilmington. A lot of clouds once again, but there will be breaks in the clouds, and that will allow for some sunshine to get through and help to boost our temperatures by tomorrow afternoon into the lower 70s. Notice, though, not a lot of green on the map for tomorrow, although we do expect at least a few spotty showers to develop late in the afternoon and into the early evening hours. But still, I think the rainfall chance tomorrow only at about 20%, maybe a few more spotty showers on Thursday, and then the forecast becomes really nice as we head into the weekend. Now, a very unusual weather pattern setting up as we talked about. It's called the Omega Block. Basically, it's the Greek letter of Omega. You can see a big dip in the jet stream across the central U.S. and then a big ridge building all the way up into Canada and then dipping again off of the Atlantic coastline. And this is going to be the pattern here as we head into the central U.S. A big area of low pressure generating snow. That's right, snow on the first day of May all the way from the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma, across Kansas, Nebraska, and then up into parts of Iowa, Minnesota, and parts of Wisconsin as well. Some of these areas could be in line for as much as 6 to 8 inches of snow for the first couple of days in May. Absolutely incredible. We're going to be on the other end of things, though. High pressure building across New England. And the good news for us, that's going to ridge down into our area and spell dry conditions starting on Friday and through the weekend. It's not going to be terribly hot with temperatures in the mid 70s. And look at all the shower and thunderstorm activity. It's going to be pushed well to the south across the Gulf Coast and into Florida. So good situation for us. 73 the high today after a morning low of 60 degrees. No precipitation, but we actually have a rainfall surplus now of 1 inch for the year. And right now, as we take a live view from 3rd and Dawson, nice evening in downtown Wilmington, partly cloudy skies, 64 degrees, humidity at 84%, northeast breeze at about 9 miles per hour. We will continue to see a northeast breeze for tomorrow. So any isolated showers and thunderstorms, they're out of here now. 58 for the overnight low, 72 for tomorrow, just about a 20% chance of a spotty shower or thunderstorm. And again, here in southeastern North Carolina, we're in great shape after a few spotty showers today, tomorrow, and into Thursday. Highs in the low 70s. A great looking weekend forecast, mostly sunny, 75 degrees on Friday. Looks like mid-70s still in the forecast for Saturday and Sunday. The overnight low is very comfortable. Our next chance of spotty showers probably comes again early next week. A lot of big events this weekend, including some baseball taking place at Brooks Field. Sunday's game starting a little early at 11 o'clock in the morning, but UNCW taking on Northeastern all weekend long. Great weather for all 3 games.
Shouldn't have to change it at all because of the weather, right?
Not at all.
Good deal. Thanks, Eric.
Furloughs could be in the forecast for the national storm would bring us heavy rain and wind, and it has delivered. So what's next?
It looks like more heavy rain and maybe some stronger winds here as we head through the evening and overnight hours. But the good news for us, Ashley, the storm is still going to track at least probably 200 miles or so offshore. So we will continue to feel the fringe effects of this very large storm. But tropical storm warnings do remain in effect for the coastal counties, New Hanover, Brunswick, Pender, and Onslow County. And we could see some winds gusting close to tropical storm force, maybe in Bladen and Columbus before all is said and done. I do think the strongest winds are going to occur late tonight, maybe around midnight. Right now, the storm is located about 300 miles to the southeast of Wilmington. The 5 p.m. numbers haven't changed much. 30.2 north, 75.2 west, sustained winds, 75 miles per hour. Pressure holding at about 961 millibars, but it is moving northeast at 13 miles per hour. That is not directly towards our coast, but it will be directly towards some other locations. You can see heavy rain bands still pounding the coast. Some parts of Brunswick and New Hanover County have seen over 2 inches of rain, while little rainfall has fallen in places like Elizabethtown, Clinton, and points westward towards Interstate 95. Now, the winds are interesting. We are now seeing some gusts. It looks like 41 mile per hour gusts in the last hour at Riceville Beach. But look at Frying Pan Shoals. That's this buoy right here off the southeast coastline. 60 mile per hour wind gusts now as that center of the storm draws a little bit closer to many of these areas. We will have the complete first alert forecast, though, coming up in just a few moments. Ashley?
All right, thanks, Eric. And remember, if you lose power this weekend, you can still stay connected and get updates from us on your smartphone.
Festival begins today in Chadbourne in Columbus County. Let's check back in with Eric Davis. He is live out there this morning for our weather on the 6s. Eric?
Yeah, Kev, I know we've had a lot of questions about some of the specific things going on at the Strawberry Festival, and I've got just the person to help answer those questions. And that person, Deb Wilson, who's the president of the Strawberry Festival. She's going to tell us all about the events going on this weekend. Now, of course, we all know about strawberries, Strawberry Festival, hot air balloons going on behind us, but there's a lot more to the Strawberry Festival. Why don't you tell us about some of the other big events going on this weekend?
Right. Well, starting in the morning, we're registering for the antique car show and the bike show. show, and then we have an excellent lineup of entertainment that will start at 9:30 in the morning and run all the way through 9:30 at night. And of course, the Strawberry Festival Parade that starts at 2 o'clock. There's just really a lot of something for everybody. We'll have, I understand we're going to have lawnmower races, you know, lots of things for the kids to do, some pony rides, and the weather's going to be great. So everybody just come on out and enjoy it. We'd love to see you. And Eric, we got you all some fresh strawberries right here in Chadbourn.
Fresh strawberries, gotta love that. Especially gotta love the fresh fruit, the local fruit too, with all those high prices at the grocery store. One other question here: how many balloons are we gonna have out here this weekend?
I think we have about 26, and there are excursion rides available. Those are by appointment, of course, and then they'll be offering tethered rides, the weather permitting. Of course, yeah.
That means pressure on me. I think.
It's oceans and waterways. You know, I didn't realize this. They cover more than 70% of the surface of the Earth.
Yes, but despite all of that room, First Alert meteorologist Eric Davis explains why many species of fish are or could be endangered in tonight's special report.
Overfishing is a growing problem that will continue to have a profound impact on both the economic and environmental health along coastal sections of southeastern North Carolina in the years ahead. Overfishing is defined as catching fish and other seafood at a faster pace than the natural replacement rate. Already, the decline of many fish species has cost many Atlantic coastal communities hundreds of millions of dollars and untold environmental damage. One example of a species that has been decimated by overfishing is the red snapper. In recent years, the population has decreased to only 12.5% of a safe level. With the exception of 1 week last September, the federal fisheries have prohibited red snapper harvest since January 2010. The hope from fisheries managers is that the red snapper population will grow back to sustainable levels in the years ahead. Without fishing ban, officials fear the red snapper could suffer the same fate as northern cod, which abruptly collapsed in 1992. To this day, northern cod has not recovered from its collapse, and many New England fishing communities were decimated as a result. Many fishermen, such as Captain Robert Schoonmaker of Carolina Explorer, have mixed feelings about fishing regulations.
The reason I support fishing limits is to help the population. Certain fish are stressed and they need to be able to recover. And then sometimes the science might not be as good as we'd hope, and we see fish that are overregulated when there's plenty of them out there still swimming around.
Schoonmaker cites black sea bass and gray trout as species that are overregulated. He also says fishing limits impact his bottom line and the bottom line of commercial fishermen.
Fishing limits, I know fishing limits impact my bottom line. I take people fishing for a living, so the less amount of fish they can keep, sometimes they're reluctant to come back. You know, they want to be able to take home a cooler full of fish. So it affects my bottom line as well as it does with the commercial fishing, because it basically relates to how many pounds of fish you can bring in, equates to what you make at the end of the trip.
Steve Wyndham is a former chairman of the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission, a body that regulates freshwater fishing in North Carolina. He explains why he thinks regulation is more important than ever.
When you have more and more people seeking the recreation of fishing and an infinite or a limited amount of resource, then you have to guard that resource by setting size limits, manner of take. Manner of take meaning, are you doing it hook and line or by a net or bow net, and different things like that.
Wyndham cites a regulation success story in the form of the striped bass, along with another step his former commission has taken to help repopulate the species.
What we've done with striped bass in the Roanoke River Basin, what we're doing with striped bass in our own Cape Fear River right now. The Wildlife Resources Commission is stocking over 100,000 fish a year into the Cape Fear River to reestablish the striped bass that was overfished by nets, by hook and line, just overfished.
The good news is most fish species are still doing well. However, most agree if future generations want to enjoy a wide variety of freshwater and saltwater fish, steps must be taken to limit the catch. I'm Eric Davis for Fox Wilmington.
And for more in-depth coverage on the topic of overfishing, we have posted extended interviews with both Captain Schoonmaker and Mr. Wyndham.
Yeah, you can find them right now on foxwilmington.com. As